So y'all know the rules. Robots paint. You guessed. I give some clues along the way. They tend to start off a little easy, and they get a little harder over time. Now, again, we're doing 20 top comedy sitcom TV shows of all time. So these might be a little more challenging to get from the picture, so pay attention to the clues. This workplace is located in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Paper sales drive the plot of the series. The documentary crew follows daily life at Dunder Mifflin. Who knows? I think somebody might know this one. Hey, what's going on? Yana's in the house. Hey, we're doing top 20 sitcoms of all time. Michael Scott leads this branch with questionable management techniques. You may know the name of the show? Or some of the actors. What the heck? Whatever you can give me. That's What She Said became this show's recurring catchphrase. Who knows the answer? What show is this? And again, you know, the robots do the best they can, but when we're depicting shows, a lot of times the clues are more important than the picture. So pay attention to both the picture and the clues. Anybody know this one? This is The Office. The Office. Number 20 on our list. This mockumentary style series revolutionized American workplace comedy. There you go. And it launched Steve Carell's career. Steve Carell. Anyway, next up. So this might be hard for our non-British. Is Stuart in the house? If Stuart's here, I bet he knows this one. Maybe there's some other Brits here with us. British comedy where each season takes place in a different historical era. Hey, Brenda. What's going on? A cunning servant named Baldric appears throughout. We're doing sitcoms, but this one's kind of hard because it's a British humor, a British show. The main character's schemes always end in disaster. Rowan Atkinson plays the scheming protagonist. There he is. Cool picture. Cool hat. All right. Am I right? Anybody have any idea? Any guess? Can anybody Google it? Popular British TV show with Rowan Atkinson. That would be the way to get it. Anybody know this? I got it. This is number 19 on our list of top sitcoms. The British this is called Black Adder. Black Adder. The British series cleverly satirizes different periods of English history while featuring some of the UK's most talented comedic actors. I bet you know this one. Number 18, the show takes place in Indiana. A miniature horse named Little Sebastian is beloved by the town. The main character is obsessed with waffles and organization. Two critical things. Leslie Knope works tirelessly to improve her small town. I guess that's the main character's name. Anybody know? Very popular sitcom. More recent. Not as old as some of these. It was definitely on satellite cable, for sure. Streaming. Anybody know? Treat yourself became a popular phrase from this series. Anybody know? Going once. Going twice. This is Parks and Recreation. Remember that now? Parks and Recreation. Anybody seen that? The show helped launch the careers of several cast members, including Chris Pratt and Aubrey Plaza. That's right, Aubrey Plaza's. She's cookie. All right. I bet you know this one. I really do. The theme song speaks of escaping your troubles. A former baseball player owns this establishment. Listen to the clues. Don't just go by the picture. A mailman and a psychiatrist are regular patrons. Who knows this show? Sam and Diane's romance anchors the early seasons. Who knows this show? Anybody? It was only on for like 20 years. Surely you saw it once. Where everybody knows your name is the show's tagline. Where does everybody know your name? What's the name of the bar and also the name of the show? Anybody know? Cheers! Cheers, of course. This Boston-based series ran for 11 seasons and spawned one of television's most successful spin-offs. Lots of spin-offs from that. All right, hopefully you remember this next one. It's a little more obscure, but the Robots picked it to be on their list of top sitcoms. Listen to the clues. A frozen banana stand holds family secrets. This is actually a really good show. A narrator provides ongoing commentary. The Bluth Company faces legal troubles. There you go, Brenda. You got the last one. Anybody remember this show? The Bluth Company faces legal troubles. There's always money in the banana stand. That's the saying of the old father, right? The jail or whatever. There's always money in the banana stand. The wealthy family loses everything in the pilot episode. Bummer. Anybody remember this show? Very funny. Jason Bateman is the lead, and lots of other great actors. This is Arrested Development. If you have never seen that show, you need to watch it. This critically acclaimed series pioneered the complex callback comedy style that influenced many later shows. All right, now I have to admit, I don't think I ever watched this next show, but apparently it's a very big sitcom, at least in the robot world. Maybe you guys have seen this one. The series takes place in the 99th precinct. If you never saw Arrested Development, look that one up. That is a funny series. Funny series. Halloween heists are annual traditions. Cool is a character's catchphrase. Sounds like me. Captain Holt leads with deadpan precision. Jake Peralta is the talented but immature detective. So I guess that's this guy. This guy is this Jake Peralta guy. Anybody know the name of this series? I don't know where the Robots got this one, but it's on their top 20. Well, there you go. Must be good. This is something called the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Something with police. This ensemble comedy successfully balanced police procedural elements with workplace humor. I bet you know this one. I do bet you do. The show was filmed in front of a live audience. Vitamectin becomes a memorable product. Vitamectin. I should have practiced how to say that. Becomes a memorable product. A Cuban band leader appears as a main character. I think you saw this sometime. I think everybody should know this one. Who is that? Who is that? The chocolate factory scene is iconic. I watched that over and over again, where there's a conveyor belt and her and her neighbor got hired on to work on the conveyor belt at the candy factory. You remember that? And they can't keep up. They start eating the chocolate because they can't get them turned around. Lucy Ricardo. Yes, indeed, this is I Love Lucy. This groundbreaking series set the standard for situational comedy and was one of the first to use multiple cameras. There's a little bit of trivia for you. Next up. You'll know this series. I think the picture's a little tough because we're trying to show a few characters here. The show is set on the Upper West Side, which of course means New York. A comedian plays himself. There you go. There's a clue. No hugging, no learning is the show's motto. No hugging, learning. These four friends are often called terrible people. I'm not sure I remember that completely. Upper West Side. Comedian plays himself. The show is about nothing. And it became its description. A show about nothing. There you go, Brenda. Good job. That's right. The show about nothing. Bingo. Many years. Many years. The series revolutionized television comedy with its intricate plotting and cynical worldview. Yes, it was quite cynical. There it is. Seinfeld. Close. All right. Stuart in the house. We have another Brit. We have our last British show of the evening. Another British series set in Torquay. Manuel from Barcelona works as a waiter. So you could quickly Google British humor, British comedy, Manuel from Barcelona. Only 12 episodes were ever made. Why did the robots pick it as their favorite? I don't know. Basil is constantly trying to improve social status. I guess that's a character, Basil. Don't ask me. It's the robots. We gotta trust them. Gotta trust the process. It's the process. Not Kevin Kline, but it's the British guy that was in the comedy troupe from Britain. Monty Python, Holy Grail. That guy. Don't Mention the War is a famous episode. This is called Faulty Towers, actually, which I had never heard of, but the robots seem to like it. This British comedy proved that quality over quantity can create a lasting impact in television history. Huh. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Now, I bet you know this one. And again, the picture makes it a little hard because it's an ensemble cast. So the faces are small. So the clues are important. The show ran longer than the actual war it depicted. There's a good clue. The theme song is called Suicide is Painless. I think that gives it away, doesn't it? Hawkeye Pierce is the chief surgeon. Who knows this show? I would think you know this show. This was on reruns for 100 years. I guess it hasn't been 100 years yet, but close. The 4077th unit saves lives near the front lines. 4077. It's set during the Korean War. Excuse me, I almost messed up there. Yes, you guys all know this. MASH. This series successfully balanced comedy with serious commentary on war, becoming one of television's most watched finales. That's right, the final show was some big event. I don't know if I watched the final show, but I watched a lot of them, for sure. This was a popular show. The show started with a runaway bride moving in with an old friend. A coffee shop called Central Park is their regular hangout. Anybody remember those clues? Smelly Cat becomes a recurring song. That's right, the blonde things at the coffee shop. Their song is Smelly Cat. The 6 main characters live in impossibly large New York City apartments. That's right. So the sets, are wide and wide open. And everybody that lives in New York said, this isn't real. What you doing becomes Joey's signature pickup line. Who knows what this series was? Again, on for 100 years. 100 years of reruns. You know this one. This is Friends. Friends, of course. The cultural phenomenon defined 90s sitcoms and continues to influence pop culture through multiple generations. Friends. Well, I think you'll know this one. This show started as shorts on the Tracy Ullman Show. A saxophone-playing daughter is the family genius. The town's location is intentionally ambiguous. I think you know this one. No becomes a catchphrase added to the dictionary. Homer works at a nuclear power plant. I think you know the name of this show. This was the first big animated one in primetime and primetime comedy kind of thing, right? I think so. Anyway, they're still on, aren't they? I don't know. No, it's South Park, I'm thinking of. It's The Simpsons, of course. This is The Simpsons. The animated series holds the record for longest running scripted primetime television series in history. Oh. I guess the key was that scripted television show. There you go. Let's see if you know this next one. This is getting a little more current now. I've watched this, but only on second runs, probably. 3 interconnected families are followed in documentary style. A former football player runs a closet company. That must be the dad. Gloria is significantly younger than her older husband. The wife's younger. Oh, that must be the other family. Gets confusing already. Cam and Mitchell are groundbreaking characters. Okay, if you say so. Anybody know the name of the show or any of the actors? I'll take anything. Bill Dumpy considers himself a cool dad. Anybody know the name of this show? Still on, I think. I don't know. 3 interconnected families. Bill Dumpy considers himself a cool dad. Well, the robots liked it, and it's called Modern Family. Modern Family, the series, won 5 consecutive Emmy Awards for Outstanding Comedy Series, showcasing evolving family dynamics in America. All right. This is another more contemporary comedy sitcom. The series opens with a genius physicist getting a new neighbor. Some people will know this one. Soft Kitty becomes a recurring comfort song. Don't know that one. They must have been copying Friends. Characters frequently eat takeout in apartment 4A. Didn't have Uber Eats yet, or whatever all those other ones are. Dine and Dash. No, that's something else, right? Dine and Dash is not a delivery service. Sheldon has a specific spot on the couch, and Bazinga becomes a catchphrase. Yeah, Sheldon, that's right. But what's the name of the series? Who knows the name of the series? Anybody know? Anybody know? Once, twice. It is The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory. The show brought nerd culture into the mainstream. There you go. Let's go back in time a little more, and I bet you know this one. Robots. I'm surprised the robots like this one. The show is set in Miami. Cheesecake is often eaten during the late night conversations. Late night conversations around the kitchen table, you remember? Picture it. Sicily precedes many stories. I don't remember that, but I guess the old lady used to say that. Huh? 4 older women share a house and their lives. What's the name of the show? Or who knows the actors? Never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds niche. This is the Golden Girls. Golden Girls. The groundbreaking series proved that stories about older women would captivate audiences of all ages. Anybody remember any of the actresses? Betty White? Rue McClanahan. Golden Girls. All right, you should know the next one as well. A radio psychiatrist moves back to his hometown. His father's tattered recliner clashes with his elegant decor. I guess I remember that. Eddie the dog stares constantly at the main character. Niles pines for his brother's housekeeper. That's right. There was a romantic element to this series. So you're answering questions I'm not asking, but that's great. This is where it is. It was in Seattle. Correct. What's the name of the show? That was good. You're going deep. Who knows? The name of the show, or how about the author? We know those. I'm listening is a catchphrase from his radio show. That's right. They had sequences where it was people calling in to the show, right? This is Frasier, of course. Frasier. This sophisticated spin-off matched its parent show Cheers in quality and success. Guess how many Emmys that show won? Frasier. 37 Emmys. Whoa. All right, this is a newer one. I doubt if you guys are going to get this, but it is current. The story is told as flashbacks to the narrator's children. That sounds weird. McLaren's Pub is the regular hangout. The pineapple incident remains unsolved. The blue French horn is a recurring symbol. I don't know any of these things. I don't know why the robots picked this. I never watched it. Do you guys watch this? Oh, you know it. Passerby. Glad you passed by. We're very happy that we have someone that knows this show. Very good. Barney's catchphrase is, "It's going to be legendary." That's right. This is How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother. The series reinvented narrative structure in sitcoms. With its complex timeline and unreliable narrator. Unreliable narrator? That sounds weird. Well, good job, Passerby. I'm glad you had that one. We're down to our top three sitcoms according to the robots. Here's number 3. The main character lives across the street from his parents. Sounds less than convenient. His wife constantly battles with his mother. That is basically what the show is about. His brother is a police officer jealous of Raymond's success. There you go, Passerby. Passerby, I like your logo there, Passerby, your avatar. Sports writing is the protagonist's career. Family dinners are a constant source of conflict. That's right. And you got it. Everybody loves Raymond. I'm not sure everybody does, but most people love, that's a better name. Most people love Raymond. This family sitcom found humor in relatable family dynamics and generational conflicts. Everybody loves Raymond. There you go. You guys all got it. All right, we're down to the top 2. Jan, I think you'll know this one. Come on, Jan, get it. The creator of the Seinfeld plays himself. Most dialogue is improvised. Social faux pas drive the plot. The robots think this is a good series. The theme music is instantly recognizable. The catchphrase is great. Pretty good. I don't think I said that properly, but pretty good is the catchphrase. It's not Seinfeld, but it's kind of a spinoff of Seinfeld. Although this is the guy who created the Seinfeld show too. But this is his show, and it became very popular. Won lots of awards. What's the name of it? What's Larry David, of course. What's the name of the show? It's Larry David, yeah, but what's the show? What's the show? Last chance. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb Your Enthusiasm. The largely improvised series pushed the boundaries of cringe comedy and social observation. Cringe comedy, I like that term. All right, and according to the robots, the number 1 sitcom in history, the main character is a single woman working in TV news. The show is set in Minneapolis. I think you all know this one. Throwing her hat in the air becomes an iconic image. I think you know this show. There were lots of spin-offs from this show. Lots of spin-offs. Her boss, Lou Grant, is the gruffly supportive. I like that wording. The theme song includes You're Gonna Make It After All. You're gonna make it after all. I didn't sing it very well. Oh, wow. There you go. Yeah. Lots of spin-offs, huh? Who are some of the actors? Anybody remember any of the actors? This pioneering series changed television's portrayal of working women and influenced generations of sitcoms. There you go. Well, gratefully, that comes to an end. I'm not sure about the robot selection in some of those cases, right? Seemed like kind of iffy. Okay, you guys know the rules. Robots paint. You guess. I give some clues along the way. Once again, we're going to be counting down the top 10 Hollywood power couples. Here we go. Their love story was filled with as much drama as a Hollywood film. She was a sultry actress known for The Killers and Mogambo. He was a crooner turned movie star with undeniable charisma. Their relationship was passionate, stormy, and frequently in the headlines. He was also known as Old Blue Eyes and and had one of the most famous voices in the history of music. Now, who is this famous power couple? Any guesses? How about one of the other? Either one of them. Well, what if I told you? Well, very good. Frank Sinatra it is. Old Blue Eyes. And he was married to a few women. Of course, she was married to a few men as well. This is one of my favorite actresses as far as looks goes, I would say. I guess I didn't know her. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner. Does that ring a bell? Ava Gardner and Frank Sinatra. There you go. Power couple. Number 1. Or number 10. Here's number 9. She was one of Hollywood's most glamorous pinup girls of the 1940s. He was a filmmaking prodigy who made the movie Citizen Kane at the age of 25. Their marriage was short-lived, lasting only about 4 years. She starred in Gilda, one of the most iconic film noir roles of all time. He was known for his deep voice, dramatic storytelling, and groundbreaking cinema techniques. All right. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. A pretty good picture of him, right? And she was a pinup girl, starting Gilda. Who was? She was redheaded. This is black and white. I'll tell you, she's a redhead. You're doing good at getting them in, Ramos. Very good. Who is this? We're doing power couples from Hollywood's golden age. Who knows? Going once, going twice. This is Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles. Rita Hayworth and Orson Welles. Orson Welles reportedly said he never really knew Rita, despite being married to her for 4 years. There you go. All right, number 8. She was one of the most talented musical stars of all time. He was a visionary director behind Meet Me in St. Louis. Their love story was intertwined with classic MGM musicals. We're going to look for the robots to help us with this one. Hopefully they're going to define them a little better. Let's not make them too abstract, robots. Their daughter, here's the key clue. Their daughter, Liza, became a legendary performer in her own right. She will never be remembered. She will always be remembered for singing Over the Rainbow. This guy. This is Liza's father and mother. Liza's parents. Any idea? Very good. You're getting half always. Well, so if Liza's last name was what? Liza. I'm helping you. I'm helping you. This is Judy Garland and Vincent Minnelli. Not familiar now? Minnelli, Liza Minnelli. There you go. You got it. Despite their divorce, their artistic partnership left an indelible mark in Hollywood history. All right, this is a pretty famous couple coming up. She was a Hollywood leading lady before leaving the silver screen. He ruled over a tiny but glamorous European country. Their wedding was dubbed the wedding of the century. She won an Academy Award before becoming a princess. Who knows this little story? Her elegance made her one of the most beloved royal figures of all time. Well, I think that is correct. The King and Queen of Monaco. I think it was Monaco. But so her name was, and his name was. Going once. Going twice. Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier. Prince Rainier. Any of that sound familiar? Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier of Monaco. She gave up on acting at the peak of her career to become the Princess of Monaco. There you go. Well, King and Queen of Monaco, I guess you got it. Next up. Their love story played out both on and off screen. He was a Cuban musician, sorry, not magician. She was a comedic genius. They co-founded Desilu Productions, shaping TV history. They started a sitcom that remains iconic decades later. Who is this? I think we know who this is. Desilu Productions. Here's the key clue. I Love Lucy made them household names worldwide. There you go. Well, Lucy, well, kind of. So Lucy and Ricky Ricardo, that would be their stage name. Correct. But what was their real name? Oh, there you go. Very good. You got it. The only correction would be that Arnaz is spelled Arnaz, not Arnaz. Did you know that? A-R-N-A-Z. What you got? Very good. You got that one fully correct. Good job. Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. Despite their divorce, they remained friends, and Desi reportedly said, I Love Lucy was never just a title. Ah, how nice. All right, now this is an on-screen couple only. They danced their way into Hollywood history. Their on-screen chemistry was flawless, though they weren't a real-life couple. Their film set the gold standard for musical choreography. They made 10 films together, dazzling audiences with elegance. Their most famous song and dance number was Cheek to Cheek. You know either one of them? This is a famous couple from all the huge Hollywood musicals back in the day. I think those were during the 30s and 40s. Yeah, big musical. Any guesses? Either one of them? Well, this is Mr. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Not a couple in real life, but on the stage. Though often linked as a pair, Fred and Ginger had a very different personal off-screen life. Yes, but imagine. All right, next up, number 4. He was the king of Hollywood. She was a beloved comedic actress with a sharp wit. Yeah, Fred Astaire. Famous guy. Their marriage was tragically short-lived. He played Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind. And unfortunately, she died in a plane crash during World War II, leaving him heartbroken. Hey, Mac, what's up? You got it. Who was his wife there that died in a plane crash? Famous comedic actress. Clark Gable is correct. And his wife was going once. Famous comedic actress died tragically in a plane crash during World War II. Miss Carol Lombard. Carol Lombard. Clark Gable and Carol Lombard. Power couple. Hollywood power couple. Gable reportedly joined the military after Lombard's death because he was devastated by her loss. Huh, interesting. I think you're going to know this next one. Their love story was legendary and scandalous. That's good. They married and divorced each other twice. Of course. Their fiery romance captivated the press for years. Who's this? He showered her with extravagant gifts, including a famous diamond. Not Jaja. Good job, Mac. Oh, and Mr. Artie P. Hey, Artie's in the house. Richard Burton and Liz Taylor is correct. Put the team together here and we can get every answer, I think. We're a team. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Their relationship was filled with passion, drama, and luxury. An unforgettable Hollywood love story. There they are. Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. One of our top 10 power couples in Hollywood. You guys got that one. Very good. We're down to the top 2. Only 2 left. Who's next? Don't know. Only the robots now. Actually, maybe I know too. Their romance lasted decades, but remained private. He was a 2-time Oscar winner. She won 4. Definitely Hollywood royalty. They started 9 films together. Wow. Hard to work with the wife, I would think. I don't know. Seems like it'd be hard to work with. Their love endured despite obstacles. He was married to another woman. Oh, so it was a romance. They weren't actually married? Crazy. 9 films together. That sounds like an obstacle. He was married to another woman. He famously stood by his side until he died. Anybody know? I mean, I think the robots did an excellent job with the painting, so that looks just like them folks. They did 9 films together. She won 4 Academy Awards. He won 2. Or best, yeah. Well, not anybody named Douglas. This is Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. Katharine Hepburn never married, but she called Tracy the love of her life. There you go. I think you got it right there at the end, Artie. All right, we're down to the top one. He was the ultimate tough guy character. She was nearly 25 years younger than him. Perfect. Right? Perfect. Their first film together was To Have and Have Not. To Have and Have Not. The romance became one of the greatest love stories in Hollywood. Could have made a movie about it. All right, who knows who this is? Ultimate tough guy character. He was 25 years older than she was. Their first film together was Have and Have Not. There you go. You've got the gentleman. Well, that's going way back, Rhombus. This is not Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford, but I like that guess. She was not actually the actress in Casablanca. She was not in that, but he was. Yeah. Yeah, he was. But they were a power couple off screen. But they were in a couple movies together too. But not Casablanca. This is Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall. Does that sound familiar? Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. I think you guys did pretty good. I'd say you're about 50-50 overall. What do you think? Now you do know the rules. Robots paint. You guys guess. We start off easy and it gets a little harder over time. So again, this is the top 20 stars of early television. He was nicknamed Mr. Television for his early dominance in the medium. He started in vaudeville before becoming a television star. Who knows? His show helped drive TV set sales in the 1950s. Huh. He was one of NBC's first big stars. There you go. Jam's got it. Kind of looks like him, right? Robots kind of got it right, I think. He hosted the Texaco Star Theater. You remember that? I guess that was the main sponsor, huh? Texaco. Yes, indeed, this is Mr. Milton Berle, Mr. Television. He was a television pioneer whose variety show was instrumental in making TV a popular household fixture. There he is, Milton Berle. Okay, you know how it's done now. You know how the game is played. So we'll go on to number 2. Here she comes. She was a B-movie actress before transitioning to television. Her husband was a Cuban band leader. That should be the clue that gives it away, right? Her iconic comedy show was groundbreaking for television. Yeah, you got it. She was a trailblazer as a female producer and a studio head. I didn't know that. She starred, of course, in I Love Lucy. I think everybody probably knows who this is. The red hair and all. Yes, this is Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball revolutionized television comedy and became a trailblazer for women in the entertainment and production. There you go. Lucille Ball. Yeah, I think it's a good. Robot did a great job rendition of that. Yeah. I think you'll probably know the next one too. He was a comedic violinist. He started his career in radio before transitioning to TV. Now, I'm going to date myself because I do remember seeing all these people on television when I was a very young child. Black and white, of course. Yeah, you got it. But I remember the violin thing. Definitely remember it. He was famous for his miserly persona. That's right. He would always complain about the money, right? He hosted the Jack Benny program on both radio and television. Well, that's kind of an easy clue, isn't it? He hosted the Jack Benny program. Who is this? Yes, it's Jack Benny. Jack Benny was a pioneering figure in comedy, bridging radio and TV with a unique blend of timing and self-deprecating humor. Malls in his wallet. There you go. Jack Benny. All right, next up, they start getting a little harder. She started on the Broadway stage. She was often cast as a sidekick to her zany lead actress. And that's the way I would have. Her comedic foil on TV was her character's on-screen husband. She became famous for playing a nosy, loyal best friend. Who knows? Told you they get a little harder. Yeah, this is Ethel, but who played Ethel? She portrayed Ethel Mertz. Ethel Mertz on I Love Lucy. I remember her husband, Mr. Mertz. Who is this? Who is this? You know? It's the actresses. This is Vivian Vance. Vivian Vance brought charm and wit to her role as Ethel Mertz, creating one of the most beloved supporting characters in sitcom history. There you go. Next up, you probably know this one. He began his entertainment career as a saxophonist. Violinist Jack Benny, this guy's a saxophone. His gift for dialects and impressions set him apart. Who knows? He worked with Imogene Coca in one of the first big sketch comedy shows. Remember who this is? He starred in a comedy variety show that helped shape the future of TV. I think you got it. I think that's a typo. I think you have it. He was the star of the program called Your Show of Shows. Now, I did never see that one, as I recall. I don't know if they did. They might not have recorded reruns of that, so I never saw it. This is Sid Caesar. Sid Caesar was a sketch comedy trailblazer whose innovative humor influenced generations of comedians and writers. There you go, Sid Caesar. Next up, she was known for playing the wisecracking friend in Hollywood movies. She transitioned from radio to television seamlessly. They get harder, like I said. She was a regular on the Bob Hope Show and the George Byrne and Gracie Allen Show. She was a regular. She starred as the quick-witted school teacher in a popular sitcom. Anybody remember? She played the title role in Our Miss Brooks. Our Miss Brooks. No, it does kind of look like Betty White, but it's not Betty White. This is Eve Arden. Eve Arden was a master of delivering sarcastic, sharp-tongued humor, making her a beloved figure in early television sitcoms. Eve Arden. You'll know the next one. We won't keep them all hard. He was known for his trademark cigar and grease paint mustache. I don't know what that means exactly. Grease paint mustache. Means it wasn't real? I don't know. I have to find that one. His quick wit made him a standout in vaudeville and Hollywood. He was a member of a famous comedy team that appeared in movies. Who remembers who this is? He hosted a long-running game show like this. This is my mentor. That featured his ad-libbed humor. He was the host of a show called You Bet Your Life. You Bet Your Life. There you go, Susan. Jan's got it. Susan's got it. Good job. You Bet Your Life. Remember watching reruns of this, Susan? I remember. Maybe quite a bit later I watched reruns of this. Yes, indeed, this is Groucho Marx. Groucho Marx brought vaudeville-style humor to early television, solidifying his status as a comedic icon. Okay, they get a little harder. Next up, she won an Academy Award for a dramatic film role before she transitioned to television. She became a symbol of the 1950s American family values. You don't remember watching that, huh? Guess that just shows how much older I am. I think I might have watched it later, like when Johnny Carson was on or something. They were re-showing Groucho Marx. Her popular sitcom ran for 8 seasons. She starred in a little show called The Donna Reed Show. Can you guess who this is? That's a kind of a giveaway clue. Donna Reed helped shape the image of the ideal American housewife in television sitcoms during the 1950s and the 1960s. Donna Reed. Donna Reed. There you go. These are the stars of early television. I told you they were. I bet you'll know the next one. He started his career in vaudeville and radio. He was known for creating numerous lovable comic characters. His variety show became a staple of the 1950s and 1960s television. Now, I remember watching this program at both of our grandparents' houses. He specialized in physical comedy and slapstick. There you go, Jan. He starred in the Red Skelton Show. That's right. Red Skelton was a master of physical comedy whose characters and style made him a beloved figure in television variety shows. Red Skelton. Then isn't he the guy who painted clowns? And he even did it on his show, right? On Black Velvet, he would paint clowns. Wasn't that it? Hitler is incorrect, GG. Next up, on Stars of Early Hollywood, it's a little harder. She was once married to a future U.S. president. That's kind of the giveaway, isn't it? I think that kind of gives it away. She won an Academy Award for Best Actress, but way back in the 1940s. It's not Nancy, though. Yes, it's Jane. I don't know, Jan. You're only doing first names. I'm not sure I'm giving you full credit. You only get half credit. She was known for playing dramatic roles on both TV and film. She had a leading role in a primetime soap opera in the 1980s. So later on, she was still a star. It was called Falcon Crest, right? She was a star in Falcon Crest. There you go. Jan's got the whole thing. Jane Wyman was a talented actress whose career spanned decades, from Oscar-winning performances to starring roles in primetime television. Jane Wyman, there you go, once married to Ronnie. That's right. You'll know the next one, I think. I do remember this guy's shows, probably on reruns. He began his career on Broadway as a comic performer. He won several Emmy Awards for his television work. He was known for playing a scheming army sergeant. Hate those scheming army sergeants. His most famous character led a platoon in a long-running sitcom. No, it's not Ernie Borgnine. That was a different show. This was before that. This was like what led to McHale's Navy. Yeah, Susan has it. He starred in the Phil Silvers Show as Sergeant Bilko. It was interesting. They called it the Phil Silvers Show, but it was a sitcom about Sergeant Bilko. Phil Silvers brought slapstick and quick-witted humor to television, creating one of the most memorable sitcom characters of the 1950s. Well, it must have been reruns that I saw. I'm not quite that old. Come on. Next up, you'll know the next one. She first gained fame playing the wife of a comedy writer in the 1960s. She starred in two beloved sitcoms, one in the 60s and one in the 70s. Who knows who this is? That's right, Stuart, you got it. Nope. She was known for throwing her hat in the air at the opening of her show in the 70s. Yeah, you got it. You got it. That is indeed correct. She later starred in the show The Mary Tyler Moore Show. So who is it? Mary Tyler Moore helped redefine women's roles on television, portraying independent, career-focused women who influenced generations of viewers. Mary Tyler Moore, an independent woman. Yes, she was hot. Tall, thin model-like. What was the other show she was in? Well, you'll get a chance to answer that with the next one. Next up, in our stars of early television, he was known for his physical comedy and singing abilities. He starred in a family sitcom in the 1960s about a television writer in It. He counts. He just got it. He played a chimney sweep in a beloved Disney film. Yes, he did. Chim chimney, chim chim, brew, chim chim, chim. He shared the screen with Mary Tyler Moore in the 1960s. He starred in a little program called The Dick Van Dyke Show. Who is it? I love those clues. The robot's crazy. Dick Van Dyke brought charm, wit, and brilliant comedic timing to both television and film, cementing his place as one of America's favorite entertainers. Crispy Critter, what that? You're going to have to explain that. Don't know what that is. Dick Van Dyke. You'll know the next one. Much beloved. She holds the Guinness World Record for the longest TV career for a female entertainer. She starred in a popular 1980s sitcom about four older women living together. That's right, Dick Van Dyke lived in Capitol Beach on the cliff. Right. You got it. You got it. You got it. She won an Emmy for her role as the man-hungry Sue Ann Nivens. That must have been during the Golden Globe Cup, right? Yes, she starred in the Golden Girls. She did cameos and bit parts in all the other older sitcoms. That's right, it's Betty White. Betty White was a television legend whose groundbreaking career spanned over 7 decades, earning her a place in the hearts of generations of fans. Generations. Guinness Book of World Record, longest TV career for a female entertainer. I don't know, is there a male that had a longer one? Probably not. She probably just has the longest career, period. Everybody got it. Hey, Erwin, what's up? Hey, Mary Jo. He was born in Cuba and became a band leader in the United States. Kind of gives it away, doesn't it? He popularized the conga line in America. And here's the giveaway clue. He was married to Lucille Ball, both on and off screen. Yeah. It is. That's part of his name. You don't get full credit yet. That's definitely incorrect. That's correct. All right, you guys got it. He starred as Ricky Ricardo on I Love Lucy, and he was the co-founder of Desilu Production. Desi Arnaz was a groundbreaking television producer and actor who pioneered techniques still used in TV production today, such as the multi-camera setup. Desi Arnaz. Kind of looks like him. Younger. It's the young Desi. Definitely. All right, moving on. We are still doing stars of early television. Robots Paint, you guessed. She was known for her expressive face and comedic timing. Who knows? She was a frequent collaborator with Sid Caesar. You were paying attention earlier. I gave it away. She was a star of early sketch comedy television shows. Who knows? This is not Screech. Kind of looks like Screech. Yeah, Jan has it. It kind of looks like Carol too. It does, but not her. She probably was on. She was a cast member of Your Show of Shows. Anyway, this is a lady named Emma Jean Coca. Emma Jean Coca was one of television's first female sketch comedians, leaving a lasting legacy with her incredible versatility and wit. Emma Jean Coca. That's her. Looks just like. Because it's her. All right. We've got what? 4 more in this category. This lady was known for playing a scatterbrained character. She was part of a comedy duo with her husband. Who remembers? Her partner was famous for the catchphrase, "Say goodnight, blank." I'm not going to say it yet. She often played the straight woman to her husband's deadpan humor. She was part of the Burns and... Anyway, her husband was George Burns. Burns and Allen. Say goodnight, Gracie. So who is this? I said it all right there. This is Gracie Allen, of course. Gracie Allen was a comedic genius who helped shape early television comedy alongside her husband, George Burns. Say goodnight, Gracie. There you go. That's her, right? Gracie Allen. 3 more. You'll know the next one. This is pretty easy. She was known for her wild hair and outrageous costumes. Her comedy style was self-deprecating and centered around her fictitious husband, Fang. You remember that? Yeah, her husband's name was Fang. I do remember that, for sure. She was one of the first female stand-up comics to gain mainstream success. She often joked about her appearance and domestic life. Susan Hansen. Kind of looks a little like Carol Channing. Not Tina Turner. No, not Freddy Krueger. You guys not know who Phyllis Diller is? You guys might be too young to know. She starred in her own TV specials and variety shows. Miss Phyllis Diller broke ground for women in comedy with her unapologetic style, becoming a role model for future generations of female comedians. Yeah, she was. 2 more. We got 2 more in the category. Next one's kind of hard. Good luck. I challenge you guys to get the next one. I'm going to tailor the clues so it's a little harder. His father was best known for playing the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. Well, it wasn't him. It was his father that played the Tin Man. He became a successful film and television director. He directed tributes and retrospectives on the history of Hollywood. He married Judy Garland's daughter, Liza Minnelli. He directed a little movie called That's Entertainment. So this guy was kind of Mr. Hollywood back in the day. I'm not sure why he's in this category. But his dad was the Tin Man in Wizard of Oz. So that's something. Who knows who this is? Not Danny Thomas. Who married Liza Minnelli? Quick, Google it. Liza Minnelli's husband. Quick. Who's got it? This is Jack Haley Jr. Jack Haley Jr. was a respected director and producer known for his work on documentaries and retrospectives that celebrated Hollywood's golden age. Okay, we're up to the last one in the category. Here we go. Let's see if you guys can get this. She was a leading lady in Hollywood during the 30s and 40s in movies. She received 4 Academy Award nominations throughout her career, but she was famous for her television. She starred in both film noirs and westerns. She won 3 Emmy Awards for her work in television. Okay, you ready for me to give it away now? Here it goes. She starred in the TV series The Big Valley. This is the lady. This is her. Who remembers? Famous actress. 3 Emmys. Big Valley. Who knows? It kind of looks like her. Linda Evans. Good guess. No. This is before Linda Evans for sure. This is Barbara Stanwyck. In case you don't remember that, The Big Valley, Barbara Stanwyck was a versatile actress whose career spanned film and television, making her one of the most respected actresses of her generation. How'd you guys do? Okay, I think you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess, and I do give some clues along the way. Top 10 classic films of the Golden Age. Here we go. Let's see how you do. This film became a defining portrayal of teenage angst and alienation. It features an iconic leather-jacketed protagonist struggling with authority. The famous chicken run scene is one of cinema's most intense moments. Anybody remember that? The chicken run? Hey, Stuart, what's going on? Welcome to Hollywood. Its lead actor tragically died in a car accident before the film was released. There you go, Stuart. You had it. I was just saying hi. I didn't realize you had the correct answer already. Who knows what year? What year? Rebel Without a Cause. James Dean's red jacket in this movie is now a symbol of 1950s rebellion. Red jacket. Wow. Yeah, welcome to the game. Anybody know the year that Rebel Without a Cause was made? Any guesses? I think it must be the same year that James Dean died, right? Or maybe he died in 56. Well, it was 1955, in case you're wondering. The film's title was inspired by a psychiatric study about troubled youth. Oh, interesting. Okay, we're down to number 9. This romantic film follows a princess escaping her royal duties for a day. I never knew the backstory. The story is set in the stunning city of Rome, featuring iconic landmarks. The film's male lead was a legendary Hollywood heartthrob. Well, that's too bad, Stuart. Not drinking enough. Yes. Queen for a day is not correct, but Stuart has it. Hey, Jan, what's going on? Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck share a magical Vespa ride through Rome. And yes, indeed, this is Roman Holiday. Anybody have a guess at what year Roman Holiday was made? The script was partially written by blacklisted screenwriter who was only credited decades later. How about that? They didn't even list the guy because he was blacklisted. They use his work, but they don't list him. Any guesses on the year? 62, not bad. That's 9 years off. Time flies when you're having fun. 1953. 1953. How about that? All right, next up, number 8. 2 musicians disguise themselves in an all-female band to escape the mob. The film is one of Hollywood's greatest screwball comedy. Maybe you know the actors in this as well. It features one of Marilyn Monroe's most famous performances. The closing line, "Nobody's perfect," remains one of the best in film history. Yeah, Stuart. Correct. Correct you are. Who are the 2 lead actors? And what year did they make Some Like It Hot? Some Like It Hot. Remember the actors? Marilyn Monroe, obviously. Tony Curtis is in the picture. And who is the other actor? Who is Tony Curtis's partner dressing up as women? A fairly famous actor himself. You just keep playing that 62, but it's 1959 is the year for Some Like It Hot. And Stuart has it, Jack Lemmon. Jack Lemmon is the other star. Exactly. Pretty funny movie. I've seen it a few times, for sure. All right, number 7. A woman on the run checks into an eerie motel. A shower scene in the movie changed horror cinema forever. The film was shot in black and white to make the blood less graphic. That was the reason. Okay, there you go. Its villain has an unhealthy attachment to his mother. Yes, he does. Yeah, Robert, Stuart, you guys both got it. I don't know about the robot's choice of pictures. I would have preferred the shower scene. Right? Any guesses on the year? Oh, no, and of course, who's the director of Psycho? Psycho. Yeah, Psycho. What year and who's the director? '62 is very close. 1960. 1960 is the year ahead. Yes, Stuart, Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock's thriller shocked audiences. The famous shower scene uses chocolate syrup for blood. Now, did you know that? There's a little bit of trivia you can take home from the evening. You remember nothing else, remember that. Okay, now the next one's a little harder, much more obscure. I never remember seeing this movie, but I'm going to watch it now. A struggling screenwriter becomes entangled with a reclusive silent film star. The film critiques the dark side of Hollywood fame. I Am Big is the pictures. It's the pictures that got small. I am big. It's the pictures that got small is the unforgettable line from the movie. It features real silent film stars making eerie cameo appearances. Ooh, that sounds good. I gotta watch this. Close, Stuart. You are very close. Pick another street. Pick another street. Hey, King, what's going on? What's going on? This is a little more obscure, but it sounds like a cool movie. I'm going to give you a hint on the date. 1950. So a little bit further back. 1950. Gloria Swanson's performance as Norma Desmond is chilling and unforgettable. There you go, Jan. Jan's on the board. You were close, Stuart. Sunset Boulevard is the correct answer. The mansion in the film was later demolished, but its pool was used in Rebel Without a Cause. There's a bit of truth. That's an obscure fact. Number 5. This musical is about the struggles of Hollywood's transition to sound. A certain umbrella dancing scene became one of the most famous in film history. The film is filled with energetic tap dancing performances. Tap dancing. Hey, Arena. Janet Arena. Hi. King's in the house. It stars Gene Kelly, Debbie Reynolds, and Donald O'Connor. King has it. Oh, yep. And now everybody's got it. Everybody knows this one. Singing in the Rain. Any guesses on the year? Gene Kelly had a 103-degree fever while filming the title song scene. Yeah, he looks like he's right there. He looks a little peaked. Any guesses on the year? Anybody? Going once, going twice? 1952. Oh, there you go. Stuart had it. No, 62 wasn't going to work for this one, champ. And it will not work for the next one either. Let's go back further in time. This fantasy film begins in sepia tone before bursting into Technicolor. It follows a young girl and her dog on a magical journey. Who knows the dog name? The film features an unforgettable trio, a lion, a tin man, and a scarecrow. Of course, everybody's gonna get this one, I think. How about let's go for some of the more obscure actors. Who knows the actors of the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion? They were all kind of famous in their own right? Judy Garland's performance as Dorothy and the song Over the Rainbow became legend. Yes, Dodo. Dodo is the dog. You guys know the dog. But those other actors are hard. And I got to say, I don't know them. I mean, one of them, yeah, I kind of know maybe the name. Does anybody know a name of one of the actors of Tin Man, Cowardly Lion, and the Scarecrow? No. Sorry, I don't have that info on me either. Maybe somebody should Google that for us. 1939. You believe that? 1939. The ruby slippers used in the film are now among the most valuable movie props in history. I bet they are. All right, you probably get this one. The film is a fictionalized account of a real-life newspaper mogul. It was groundbreaking in its use of deep focus cinematography. The story is told in a non-linear narrative, piecing together a life. Now I have to say this one. The mysterious word rosebud drives the entire plot. Yeah, everybody's getting it. You guys all know this. Very good. Wrong. Stop. Jam. King. Who's the director in there? Who directed and co-wrote and starred in this cinematic masterpiece, often referred to as the best movie ever made? And of course, what year? Anybody know the year? The movie actually flopped on its release, but it's now considered one of the greatest films of all time. Interesting, huh? I guess that happens. Yeah, Orson Welles, of course. Orson Welles was the director, co-writer, and star. Yes. 55. Good guess. 1941. Way back before the war, actually. Or right at the beginning. Before we were in the war. Yeah. Okay. Next up, number 2. We're down to number 2. This, time flies when you're having fun. This film is an epic love story set during the Civil War. That should be the only clue you need. Its lead actress won an Oscar for playing the strong-willed Scarlett O'Hara. The famous last line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." I did that one better. The burning of Atlanta scene was filmed using real fire. Obviously, Gone with the Wind. Who knows the year? Who knows the year for Gone with the Wind? Clark Gable, and who was the actress? Anybody remember the actress? Oh, and also somebody won a Best Supporting Actress award, becoming the first Black actor to win an Oscar. Yeah, 39 is correct. Good job, King. Awesome. Does anybody know either the Scarlett O'Hara or the Black actor who won Best Supporting Actress? Well, like the Scarlett O'Hara, yeah, but what was the actress's name? It wasn't Jean O'Hara. No. Patty McDaniel is correct, Jan, for the Black actress. And then Vivian Lee. Vivian Lee was Scarlett O'Hara. Yeah, Vivian Lee. All right, we're down to the top film according to the robots. Set during World War II, this film takes place in a Moroccan nightclub. It features one of the most famous love triangles in movie history. I hate that. "We'll always have Paris" is one of the many legendary quotes. Yeah, of course. Stuart Rhombus. Humphrey Bogart delivers an unforgettable performance. The song, As Time Goes By, plays a key emotional role in the film. Did you know that? Play Against Sam. Is that one of the songs too? I can't remember. Any guesses on the year? The film was rushed into production yet it became one of the greatest movies of all time. Huh, it was a rush job. How about that? Any guesses on the year before we... Oh, 45 is pretty close. Pretty close. 42. 42. So, right along that time, there were lots of good movies made. Citizen Kane was 41. Gone with the Wind was 39. Casablanca was 42. How about that? Casablanca, according to the robots, the #1 pick of the golden age. All right, well, that's a 10-item round. And all our rounds tonight are going to be 10 items. I think this is probably the right one. You know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues along the way. I don't know if they start hard or start easy. We'll see. This first actor was one of the first Asian matinee idols in Hollywood. He was known for his striking good looks and reserved demeanor. His role in a movie called The Cheat in 1915 made him an international sensation. Now, if anybody knows this, I'm going to be surprised. He was a pioneer who broke racial barriers in American cinema. His success paved the way for future Asian actors in Hollywood. So this was all the way back in silent pictures. And he was an Asian American. And he was very popular, I guess, because of his striking good looks. Anybody know who this might have been? Anybody have the name sounds a little familiar to me, especially his first name. Anybody know? I don't have my little usual cues, so we're going to be guessing a little bit with how much time we have left. Usually I get the flash on the screen, but due to this whole TikTok thing, I don't have it. This is Seisu Hayakawa. He was born in 1889 and passed in 1973. He was also a skilled painter and calligrapher. How about that? Well, you learned something. First couple are kind of hard. Some of these names will become familiar. I think as we go down the list, the names get more and more familiar. This actress began her career in her native Poland. She became a star in Germany under the direction of Ernst Lubitsch. She brought her exotic allure to Hollywood in the silent era. She was famous for roles including Madame du Barry and Belladonna. Sounds familiar for some reason. Her flamboyant off-screen life included rumored romances with Charlie Chaplin and Rudolph Valentino, whose names might come up later. Anybody have any idea who this was? She was Polish, actually. These silent picture stars, they go way back. This gal's name was Pola Negri. Oh, good guess, though, Stuart. Marlene Dietrich is a good guess. She's not in this list, though. This is all pre-Marlene Dietrich. Pola Negri, 1897 to 1987. And as I said, these first couple are kind of hard. It'll slowly get easier as we go. She was the first European actress to sign a Hollywood contract. Not surprising. We're down to number 18. Now, this name might be familiar to you. He has a distinctive look. He is known for his trademark round glasses, and he wore a straw hat. This comedian was often compared to Chaplin and Keaton. Keep those names close at hand. He specialized in daredevil stunts, often involving tall buildings. Hey, Rita. What's up? Glad you're here. Yeah, Stuart. Nice. His film Safety Last features the iconic clock hanging scene. He was one of the highest grossing stars of the 1920s. There you go. Stewart knew it. That's right. This is Harold Lloyd. Born in 1893 and passed in 1971. Despite his risky stunts, he lost a thumb and a finger in an accident unrelated to his films. Oops. Yeah, no kidding. Nice. We're down to number 17 now. Anyway, I don't know if you heard the whole explanation, Stuart, but we got kind of the plain vanilla on the video files this week. We don't have any special effects. You might like it better. Next up, you've probably heard of this gal. She often was called the First Lady of American cinema. She started her career with director D.W. Griffith. Keep that in mind. She starred in The Birth of a Nation, 1915, and Broken Blossoms, 1919. She worked in films for over 75 years. No, it's not a Karen Clark. It isn't. Keep Mary Pickford at hand, though. That might come up later. She's known for her delicate beauty and dramatic roles. First Lady of American Cinema. And it is a name that is fairly familiar. And she had a pretty stark haircut there. What do you call that kind of haircut? Precise. A precise haircut. This is Lillian Gish. Lillian Gish. Does that sound familiar? 1893 to 1993. Wow. She received an honorary Academy Award in 1971. Lillian Gish. There you go. Next up is number 15. Might be a hard one. She was born in Mexico. Oh, I've got the wrong one here. We're just got to play this by ear. She was known as America's Sweetheart in the silent era. She was known for founding members of the United Artists. This might be the first victim of the great TikTok keeper. We'll see if we get back on track here. She was the first actor to have her name on a theater marquee. She won an Oscar for her performance in Coquette. Yeah, that's the correct answer. I don't know if it's the right person, but that is the correct answer for my clues. Rhombus. Hopefully we'll get back on track there. Mary Pickford. Yes. We think. We think that's correct. All right, let's see if we go back. I think we go back to the previous clue. Born in Mexico, he began his career as an extra in silent films. He was groomed to be Rudolph Valentino's successor, that's known for playing the title role in Ben-Hur. How about that? This was the 1925 Ben-Hur. Wow. He was a heartthrob who captivated his audiences with his charm. Of course. His career declined with the arrival of sound films. Is that what we're calling them? Born in Mexico. Groomed to be Rudolph Valentino's successor. Starred in the first version of Ben-Hur. Anybody know? Ricardo. It's a good guess. Incorrect, but good guess. This is a gentleman named Ramon Navarro. Ramon Navarro, 1899 to 1968. You learn something every day on Quick Bike History Live. He also had a successful singing career in Mexico. There you go. Now let's see who we got next. All right. So she was dubbed Hollywood's first vamp. She became famous for her seductive, mysterious roles. Her costumes often pushed the boundaries of modesty for the time. Films like Fool There Was, 1915, solidified her stardom. Never heard of her. Her persona was carefully crafted by studio publicity. Oh, I don't know if these clues are very good. She was dubbed Hollywood's first vamp, and she was in something called A Fool There Was. That was in 1915. Marilyn Monroe, was there such a thing? And Gazer, I don't know what you're saying, Gazer, but could be correct. Might be. This is a gal named Theda Bara. Theda Bara. Look that up. 1985 to 1955. All right. We're back on track, I think. Let's see what we got for number 12. Oh, here we go. Well, so we're going to get back on track now. The robots have thrown me for a loop. Not the first time. This is Theda Bara. It makes more sense now. She was Hollywood's first vamp. She became famous for her seductive, mysterious roles. Anyway, that's her now. It's quite a look, isn't it? Figured out what we did wrong on our clues, and we're back on track. I'll tell you, this whole TikTok CapCut thing threw me off today. Definitely threw me for a loop. I didn't know if I was going to get these files done. I didn't know what we're going to do. Now I'm trying to learn new software. I'll tell you, I've got a lot of excuses today. But this is Theda Bara. Okay? There you go. That's her. Trust me. You have to trust me on this. Her persona was carefully crafted by studio publicity. All right. Now we're down to number 12. Oh. Let's see if this looks like the guy it's supposed to be. I think so. This gentleman is known as the man of 1,000 faces. He was a master of makeup and physical transformation. He played iconic roles in The Hunchback of Notre Dame and The Phantom of the Opera. I think you know this one. He often portrayed characters with physical deformities or disability. I think you know this one. His performances inspired generations of horror actors. Yeah, you got it, Matt Owl. He was the father of Lon Chaney Jr., who played the Wolfman. So who is this? If he's the father of Lon Chaney Jr., Ramos got it. Matt Owl got it first. All right, we're back on track. Glad, happy to be back on track. Lon Chaney. Lon Chaney was born in 1883 and passed in 1930. There he is, Mr. Lon Chaney, as opposed to Lon Chaney Jr., who's his son who played the Wolfman. All right, known as the It Girl of the 1920s. She epitomized the flapper lifestyle both on and off screen. She starred in a movie called Wings in 1927, the first film to win an Oscar. Her Brooklyn accent made her transition to talkies difficult. I think you know this one. She was one of the most bankable stars of her era. Who knows? Anybody know this one? Give it a try. Give it a try. Nobody knows? Going once, going twice. This is Miss Clara Bow. Clara Bow. That ring a bell? 1905 to 1965. She retired from acting at just 28 years old. That was an early retirement. All right, next up. Number 10. Now this one gets harder again. Good luck. He was known for his boy next door charm and dashing good looks. He starred in early action films such as The Roaring Road, and that was all the way back in 1919. He was one of the first matinee idols to drive cars on screen. Okay. He was nicknamed the King of Paramount. So I guess he was a big deal. Anybody remember his name? No? These go back a ways, don't they? Apologies. Before our time. It's even before my time. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, this is Mr. Wallace Reed. Sound familiar? No, not to anyone, huh? 1891 to 1923. He did not live a nice long life. His career ended tragically due to an addiction to morphine. Reed's untimely death raised awareness about substance abuse in Hollywood. I guess they were all doing quite a bit of cocaine back in the day. Next up. This gal was known as one of the greatest actresses of the silent film era, weren't they all? She excelled in emotional and dramatic roles. She looks very dramatic. Hang on to that, Douglas answer. Hang on to that. Films like Smiling Through and Smiling Through, which was in 1922, cemented her status as a star. She was married to influential producer Joseph Schenck. You know him? Joseph Schenck. She's married to him. Her legacy includes her footprints at Grauman's Chinese Theater. All right. Well, too much. That's a good guess. We had Clara Bow on already, though. This looks a little. She does look a little bit like Clara Bow, but it's not her. No. Not Midwest. Good guess, though. I like that guess. This is a gal named Norma Talmadge. Sound familiar to anybody? Not to me. Norma Talmadge. Talmadge was instrumental in popularizing the star system in Hollywood. There you go. Grauman's Chinese Theater. Excellent. Now, I think you know this guy. You should get this one. He was a pioneer of slapstick comedy during the silent era. He mentored Buster Keaton and other comedy legends. He starred in films like The Butcher Boy in 1917, just the other day. His career was derailed by a scandal in 1921. This was the scandal guy. Anybody know? Good guess. Incorrect, Meadow. His career was derailed by scandal. I said that. Despite controversy, he remains a key figure in early comedy, and his name is well known. Any other guesses? Keep that one too. That's incorrect, Meadow, but keep that dancer around. This guy is also well known. His name was Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. Fatty Arbuckle. That sound familiar at all to anybody? Fatty Arbuckle. This is him. 1887 to 1933. Arbuckle was posthumously honored with a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame after his death, of course. Next up, I think you know this name. I've seen it up there before. He was known as the King of Hollywood during its golden age. He starred in swashbuckling adventures like The Thief of Baghdad in 1924. He co-founded United Artists with Mary Pickford, Charlie Chaplin, and D.W. Griffith. Oh no, hang on to that. Oh, there you go. Rhombus knows his athleticism and charisma made him a top box office draw. And he was married to Mary Pickford. He was Hollywood royalty. Errol Flynn's a good guess, but incorrect. Rhombus had it. It is Douglas Fairbanks. That's him. 1883 to 1939. He was the first host of the Academy Award show. That was in 1929. Douglas Fairbanks. Yeah. There he is. Looks just like him, right? Good job, robots. All right, next up. We're down to number 6. All these names should be familiar. She was a Swedish-born actress with an enigmatic on-screen presence. Enigmatic. She transitioned from silent films to talkies with ease. One of the few that did that. She must not have had a Brooklyn accent. She was known for roles in Flesh and the Devil and The Grand Hotel. Yeah, Rhombus, you're dominating the game. That's good known as not just her famous line, "I want to be alone. I want to be alone," became iconic. I guess. Okay. She retired from acting at just 36 years old, adding to her mystique. She had a mystique. She looks like she might have had a mystique. As mystiques go. Jason? This is not Lauren Green. It may look a little bit like Lauren Green in the robot painting, but this is Greta Garbo. Greta Garbo, 1905 to 1990. She lived a long time. Garbo received an honorary Oscar in 1955. All right, another famous name, another Hollywood royalty from back in the day. This Italian-born actor became a cultural phenomenon in the 1920s. His smoldering gaze captivated audiences worldwide. The smoldering gaze. He is best known for the chic and Blood and Sand. Yeah, Jojo. Jojo knows. His death at just 31 years old caused mass hysteria among his fans. No doubt. He remains an enduring symbol of Hollywood's silent era. Yeah. Yeah. Rudolph Valentino is correct. Rudy. Rudolph Valentino was born in 1895 and passed in 1926, unfortunately, at only 31 years old. His funeral drew over 100,000 mourners in New York City. There you go. Now, I said every name was famous from here on, but I lied. So we're down to number 4, and I don't think I've ever heard this actress. But maybe you have. Here we go. This gal was one of the first women to direct films in Hollywood. She was a comedic star and collaborated with Charlie Chaplin. She starred in films like Mabel's Busy Day. And that's a good clue. Mabel's Busy Day. Her career was overshadowed by scandals in the late 1920s. They all had their scandals. She paved the way for future female filmmakers and comedians. Oh, that's kind of interesting. She was a producer and a comedian back in the day. Fanny Bruce. I never heard of Fanny Bruce. Maybe. Hey, Jan, what's up? But that's incorrect, according to the robots. According to the robots, this gal's name is Mabel Normand. Mabel Normand, born in 1892 and passed in 1930. The Academy's early short film awards honored her pioneering contributions. There she is, a early producer and comedian. There you go, Mabel. Mabel's Busy Day. Well, you might know this guy. He is the creator of the beloved Tramp character. His physical comedy remains influential to this day. He directed and starred in City Lights and Modern Times. I think we know who this is. He faced controversy for his political views in the 1940s. Correct. Stuart, Rhombus, Jojo, Mado. Yes, those are all correct. Yeah. And the last one was obscure, Jan. You are correct. I would have taken that for an answer. He faced controversy, and he was arguably the most iconic figure in early Hollywood. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth in 1975. Yeah, knighted. There it is. Charlie Chaplin, of course. I think he was married to most of the women in Hollywood. He was born in 1889 and passed in 1977. Wow. Wasn't he even with? It seems like he was even with Marilyn Monroe in his later years. I think he got around. Charlie Chaplin. There you go. All right. Number 2. I've heard this answer so far. He was known as the Great Stone-Faced for his deadpan expression. His physical comedy and stunts were groundbreaking. He directed and starred in something called The General in 1926. Mado, you are indeed correct. His work gained greater appreciation long after his death. A key influence on modern action and comedy filmmakers. There he is. Kind of a close-up. Yeah, Rhombus has it too. Stewart has it too. You guys have it. It is kind of a close up. You got the. I think he's got his straw hat on there, but you can hardly see it. Yes, this is Mr. Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton, born in 1895 and passed in 1966. Keaton's daring stunts were done without special effects or doubles. Who was the other stunt guy? There was Buster Keaton, and then we had a previous one. There was a stunt guy too. Can't remember. I already forgot. All right, we're down to who the robots consider the number one person of early Hollywood. Number one person of early Hollywood was a pioneering director of the silent era. He innovated techniques like close-ups and cross-cutting. Well, this is the number one director back in the day. Who knows? His films, The Birth of a Nation and Intolerance, changed cinema forever. Okay. His work remains controversial due to racist themes in The Birth of a Nation. Yeah, he kind of does look like. What was that guy's name? Nuki Johnson? Nuki Thompson in the show, right? Nuki Thompson. Nuki. He looks like Nuki. Who knows who this is, though? Number one director back in the day. Pioneering director, silent era, Birth of a Nation, Intolerance. His work remains controversial. Nobody knows? He also was one of the people who formed United Artists, along with Charlie Chaplin. This is Mr. D.W. Griffith. Yeah, there you go. Meadow had it. D.W. Griffith. Griffith helped establish the first generalization of feature-length films in Hollywood. All right, you know the rules. Robots paint. You guessed. I give some clues along the way, and we're going to do the top 10 Hollywood scandals. Now, this first one's particularly interesting, so just think interesting. This definitely tests your movie knowledge. This set of strict moral guidelines controlled Hollywood for over 30 years. So looking for the guidelines. It banned profanity, excessive kissing, and anything deemed immoral. The first code. Many films had to be rewritten or censored to avoid controversy. It was finally replaced in the late 1960s by the modern rating system, G, PG, all that. This was the code before that. It dictated Hollywood content from 1934 to 1960, shaping the industry. Now, does anybody know what it's called? What is the censorship code called for Hollywood before the modern system? It's a scandal. Yeah, exactly. What is the roundabout? It's top Hollywood scandals. But this one kind of interesting. The robots are trying to play a trick on you a little bit. This is the actual code. The Hollywood code before the modern one. What was it called? Anybody guess? No, nobody's gonna know. The Hays Code. The Hays Code, of course. And there was a censorship battles. It was quite the controversy. The code even prevented married couples from being shown in the same bed on screen. They couldn't. That's why they had separate beds. Did you know that? Okay, let's get into some real scandals. These two legendary actresses loathed each other for decades. Their rivalry escalated when they starred in a horror film together. I think this is depicting the injury. One reportedly kicked the other so hard she needed medical attention. Their off-screen battles were more dynamic than their movies. That is one of the people involved in this scandal. This scandal has a name, though, and it has two people's names. The feud was inspiration for a TV show feud. Oh, they made it. It was so good they made a TV show about it later called Betty and Joan. Betty and Joan. Who knows the Joan? Anybody know who the Joan is? Betty Davis is, of course, correct. And it's the Joan Crawford-Betty Davis feud. Betty Davis once said of Joan Crawford, she slept with every male star at MGM except Lassie. All right, next up. I don't know if this is a scandal, but this is a tragedy, a Hollywood tragedy. This actor was one of Hollywood's most promising leading men. A tragic car crash left his face permanently disfigured. Kind of cut into his career a bit. Why am I laughing? His co-star and close friend helped remove glass from his face after the crash. Getting into the detail. Not James Dean. James Dean died. This guy lived, but was horribly disfigured. Well, I agree. Mark Hamill looks like he's been in an accident, but that's not who it is. This is going back a bit. This guy was the latest, biggest thing in Hollywood, golden age. The accident marked the start of his struggles with addiction. You know, who wouldn't? Horribly disfigured. Elizabeth Taylor was by his side through his darkest moments. Anybody remember who that is? There you go. Not Paul Newman, but Montgomery Clift. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Montgomery Clift, 1956. Clift was driving away from Taylor's house when the accident occurred. No, she got him drunk. Number 10. She was one of the biggest stars of Hollywood Golden Age. Her studio forced her to take pills to control her weight and energy levels. She suffered breakdowns due to immense pressure put on her. Despite her success, she battled addiction and financial struggle. Not Doris Day. Yes, Rhombus, you have it. The Wizard of Oz made her famous, but behind the scenes, she suffered greatly. Yes, Judy Garland. Yeah, got it. And the official answer is the Judy Garland breakdowns and studio pressure. So I guess the story is that the studio is the bad guy in this, and they were the ones pushing the pills and making her work too hard and da-da-da-da. So it was their fault, everything, supposedly. MGM reportedly controlled every aspect of Garland's life, even dictating what she ate. So yeah, not only did she have drugs and alcohol and breakdowns from the stress, but she had an eating disorder. Tough life for sure. Judy Garland. Next up, number 6. This is a good scandal. This famous actor was known as the King of Hollywood. The actor's not in the picture. He had an affair with a young actress during the filming of Call of the Wild. That was probably a cool movie. I don't know if I've seen the movie. I've read the book. To avoid scandal, the actress disappeared from Hollywood. And then later on, she adopted a child who bore a striking resemblance to her former co-star. There you go. Decades later, DNA tests confirmed that somebody was her father. Anybody remember the two actors involved? The actor and the actor. Anybody remember? This is the Clark Gable and Loretta Young love child rumor. This is a scandal. Yeah, she disappeared for a couple of years, came back with an adopted child. It's a good story. Anyway, quite the scandal. Quite the scandal. We've got 5 more scandals for you. All right, let's see if you can come up with the scandal related to this guy. He was one of Hollywood's biggest action stars of the 1930s and the 1940s. His womanizing ways led to a major legal scandal. He was accused of misconduct involving something. His case went to trial, but ended up in an acquittal. He got off. Correct. You guys know what this one is. And what did he get in trouble for? Anybody remember what he got in trouble for? The phrase "in like Flynn" became infamous because of him. Errol Flynn, of course. And he got in trouble for something. Despite the trial, Flynn continued to star in successful films throughout his career, although the career never really recovered from the trial. The trial was for statutory rape. 1942 was the trial, so that was kind of partway through his career, right? Yeah, sword fighting. He's a famous pirate, right, in the movie. And he did both. Did he do both silent films and talkies? Can't remember. Think so. Much. Remember the category, we are doing famous Hollywood scandals. Hey, Meadow, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. This everybody did really well at the first category. This one's been a little harder because we're trying to depict scandals, and the robots are trying their best. This actress was known for her beauty and troubled personal life. She was romantically involved with a dangerous mobster that caused some trouble. Their toxic relationship ended in a shocking crime. Her teenage daughter intervened during a violent altercation. The mobster's name was Johnny Stompanato. Johnny Stompanato was fatally stabbed in what was ruled as self-defense. Does anybody remember what this scandal was all about and who it involved? Famous actress. Very famous actress. She kept acting afterwards, but I think her career took a hit. Yeah, Johnny Stompanato. But who was the actress? Who was the actress? That was Jan's buddy. Played baseball with him. This is Lana Turner. So it was Lana Turner's daughter that killed Johnny Stompanato. 1958, the year I was born. There you go. All right, number 3. She was one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses in the 1940s. Her affair with a married Italian director caused worldwide outrage. I don't know, sounds kind of normal. She was publicly condemned by the U.S. Senate. I can see that. She was forced to leave Hollywood for years because of the scandal. The actress made a triumphant return, winning an Oscar years later. So, I gave you all the facts. Can anybody piece that together into a Hollywood scandal? Or perhaps the actress or the Italian director? He was very famous. The Italian director was very famous. And the actress was even more famous. So Jan has it. Very good, Jan. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman's affair with Roberto Rossellini. This was in 1950, so it was a while back there. Ingrid Bergman's daughter, Isabella Rossellini, later became a famous actress herself. So there you go. Hollywood scandals. Yeah, Jan is on a roll. All right, number 2. Let's go back all the way to 1935. She was a comedic actress known for her beauty and charm. She was found dead in a car under suspicious circumstances. Some believe it was suicide, while others suspect foul play. She had ties to both Hollywood elite and shady mob figures. Fanny Bright, good guess, but no, not this time, Jen. To this day, the true cause of her death remains a mystery. But her name comes up every time we talk about Hollywood scandals. And actually, I think part of her story was kind of depicted in the recent movie, the Babylon movie with Margot Robbie played this actress, or kind of loosely part of the plot. Not Norma Jean, not Marilyn Monroe. It looks kind of like her. Anybody have a guess? Yeah, Madame. This scandal is the mysterious death of Thelma Todd, 1935. Thelma Todd's death is one of Hollywood's most enduring unsolved cases. All right, we have a good number 1 for you. Let's go all the way back to 1921. That ought to challenge you. This silent film comedian was one of Hollywood's first superstars. A wild party in San Francisco hotel led to a shocking accusation. He was charged with a crime that resulted in a scandalous trial. Though acquitted, his career was destroyed by the controversy. This was a big deal back in the 20s. Anybody know? Looks just like him. Robots are doing a good job with the picture. His case remains one of Hollywood's earliest and most infamous scandals. So this kind of put a kink in this guy's career. Actually, this is even before Buster Keaton. Jan, I think you've got it more or less. It's not precise, but yeah, Stuart helped you there. We'll give Jan 50% credit on that. The Fatty Arbuckle scandal, 1921. The media's sensational coverage of the trial helped shape Hollywood's obsession with scandals. So they kind of liked the scandal. It was almost like, early reality television. All right. Well, we got on a roll there towards the end. We started a little rough on the first few, and then we finished with the flair. We are going to do the top 20 epic historical films in history. So these might be a little challenging to get from the pictures. Put it carefully. We'll see. First one's probably the hardest. Which one? This epic follows one of history's most famous military leaders. It was directed by Oliver Stone, and the film focuses on the conquest of much of the known world. Colin Farrell stars as the titular figure with blonde hair and piercing eyes. Very good. You got it. Love us. I like Citizen Kane. Good answer. Oh, and hang on to that Ben-Hur. That might show up once or twice. There's a freak flu for you. The film's title is the name of the great Macedonian king himself. The movie showcases battles from Persia to India. Who knows what year it was? The movie Alexander. Anybody got a guess at that? What year did they make the film Alexander? The movie features one of the longest battle sequences in Hollywood history. That was known as the Battle of Gaugamela. That's my best shot. Alexander is correct. Oh, yes, BC, 12 BC. Correct. 2004 is the year of the movie. Okay, next up. Actually, I don't know if I've seen this one, and I do want to see it. This biblical epic retells one of the most famous stories from the Old Testament. It features Christian Bale as the leader defying a powerful pharaoh. The film portrays plagues, the parting of the Red Sea, and divine intervention. It's directed by Ridley Scott, known for his creating visually stunning epics. The title refers to the departure of the Israelites from Egypt. And let's see, who got it? No, Rhombus has the name of the movie. This was not the original Moses, or it wasn't called Moses, right? What was that called? Called something else. But anyway, Exodus is correct. But it had a little extra name on it. Exodus. It had like a tag, a sub tag. Exodus. Da. Anybody know? Exodus is correct. So we're full credit. Exodus, Gods and Kings. Exodus, Gods and Kings. Learn something every day. Quick Bite History Live. Here we go. Next up, number 18. Another Ridley Scott. This Ridley Scott directed epic focuses on a blacksmith's journey to knighthood. It's set during the Crusades and explores the conflicts between Christians and Muslims. And it's Orlando Bloom. His stars as the lead, defending Jerusalem against Saladin. Yes, everybody seems to know this one. Except Rob. Rob does not. That's all right. The title alludes to the place of religious importance in the Middle Ages. It is indeed the Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven. The film's director cut received much higher praise than the theatrical version. So did you guys see the theatrical version, or did you see the director's cut? A lot of those Ridley Scott ones, right? You want to see the director's cut. You want some of that extra footage. Absolutely. Kingdom of Heaven. Kingdom of Heaven. And that's such a creepy image of him walking up with his head kind of cocked to one side with that damn mask on. Yeah. Spooky. All right, here we go. This film is a modern remake of a classic Hollywood epic. It tells the tale of a Jewish prince betrayed by his Roman friend. The movie includes a high-stakes chariot race as a central scene. It's based on a famous novel by Lew Wallace. Correct. You guys know it. You guys are doing pretty good at these. Not Gladiator. Hey, what's up? Good to see you in the house. You are correct. The title character's name became synonymous with cinematic spectacle. And so, yes, this is Ben-Hur, but it is the remake Ben-Hur, 2016. The original 1959 version won a record 11 Oscars. A feat to remake aimed to emulate. There you go. Wow. Ben-Hur. Exciting. I'm not sure I saw it. I might need to see that. I'm a movie guy. Strange. All right, one of our favorite characters. This lavish epic is one of the most expensive films ever made. Elizabeth Taylor starred as the Egyptian queen in a scandalous production. Richard Burton, who played Mark Antony, was romantically involved with Taylor during the filming. There you go. Ruined another one of her marriages. Yes. How many times was... Okay, here's the key question. How many times was Elizabeth Taylor married? The film features opulent sets, massive crowds, and stunning costumes. The title refers to one of the most famous queens of Egypt. Yes, very good. I like it with a K. I do. It sounds more correct. It's not Cleopatra, it's Cleopatra with a K. I agree. Cleopatra nearly bankrupted 20th Century Fox due to its enormous budget. Who knows what year? Any guesses? What year Cleopatra was? That's a little extra for it. A little extra credit for you. A little homework. What year was Cleopatra? Anybody know? 1963. Oh, 54. 63, believe it or not. It's in the 60s. All right. This guy look familiar? This film takes place during the Japan's Meiji Restoration, which we've heard about on a few of our shows. It stars Tom Cruise as a delusional or a disillusioned American soldier. It's delusional as well. The protagonist becomes immersed in samurai culture and tradition. Yes. Who was the first? Let's see. Madao, I think you were first. I assume you guys can look on your own chat boards, and then maybe your list of who's first is different than mine. So that makes the game fun too. The title refers to the ancient warrior class of Japan, and it is indeed the last samurai. The last samurai. Cruise trained extensively in Japanese martial arts and culture to prepare for the role. Did a little immersive acting. There you go, Tom Cruise. All right, we're down to number 14. We've talked about this one a little bit before. This film is set during the American Revolution. Mel Gibson stars as a reluctant hero and father protecting his family. The movie portrays pivotal battles against the British Redcoats. Oh, damn, Redcoats. Heath Ledger plays the protagonist's courageous son. Yeah, not Patriot Game. That's different. The Patriot is the correct answer, and I think Ron was at it first. The title refers to someone who fights for their country's freedom. So they give you that last clue just in case you can't get it. Yes, indeed, this is the Patriot. The climatic battle was loosely inspired by the Battle of Cowpens. Now, the Battle of Cowpens is in my neck of the woods. It's in South Carolina. Not too far from here, about an hour's drive. Right at the border with North Carolina. Along Highway 85, heading up into North Carolina. Yeah. Cowpens. There you go. Patriot. Number 13. You'll know this one. This was directed by Stanley Kubrick. This film tells the story of a historical gladiator. Kirk Douglas stars as the leader of a slave revolt against Rome. The film is renowned for its massive battle scenes and political themes. Yes, correct. Almost. There he is, Mr. Spartacus. The title is the name of a legendary Roman slave leader. What year was Spartacus? Anybody got it? Yes. Anybody got a guess as to what year Spartacus was? The movie's screenwriter, Dalton Trumbo, was blacklisted during the production. I guess it had some comic overtones. There you go. 64, good guess. Hey, Charles, what's up? Charles, that's a good guess, but it's 1960. 1960, Spartacus. 1960. And now let's do some number 12, which is kind of related. How's that for a clue? Yeah. This film revived the historical epic genre in the early 2000s. Russell Crowe plays a betrayed Roman general seeking vengeance. Yes, he does. The film's tagline, "Are you not entertained?" became iconic. Of course, you've all got it. Great job, everyone. Everyone in the house. Hey, King, what's up? Good to see you. Glad you're giving the game a try. The title refers to a warrior who fought in the Roman arenas. And that, of course, is a gladiator. That was made in the year 2000. The Colosseum scenes were a mix of real-life sets and groundbreaking CGI. We talked about it a little bit. Who has seen Gladiator 2? Who has not? Because it's very good. I think. Personally. I think it's really good. Gladiator 2, there's my recommendation. On Quick Bite, History Live. It's one of the few that live up to a really good first one. And I think Gladiator 2 lives up to it. Anyway, you'll know this guy. This film is considered one of the greatest cinematic achievements of all time. Well, there you go. It chronicles the life of a British officer during the Arab Revolt of World War I. Peter O'Toole plays the charismatic and conflicted title character. So, was this originally filmed in black and white? I don't know, maybe you guys know. But the big deal with Peter O'Toole is he's wearing these, I don't know if his eyes are really that blue. Maybe his eyes are really that blue. But I think he was wearing these blue contacts. And that's a big part of it, is they show his eyes just glowing blue all the time. It's very odd in the desert. Very striking. The movie features breathtaking desert landscapes and sweeping cinematography. The title refers to a real-life British officer who worked with the Arab tribes. And his name, of course, was Lawrence of Arabia. You guys all knew that one. Lawrence. The movie holds the record for the longest running of a Best Picture Oscar winner. There you go. I believe it. I've seen it a couple times on television, on the telly. Number 10. This film is inspired by Homer's Iliad and dramatizes the Trojan War. Brad Pitt stars as the legendary warrior Achilles. The film showcases epic battles, including the iconic Trojan horse scene. Correct. Rhombus has it. Yeah, the name of the movie was, as Rhombus says, Eric Bana and Orlando Bloom play Hector and Paris, key figures in the story. All-star cast. The title is the name of the ancient city under siege, which was Troy. 2004, believe it or not, way back. The production built full-scale sets of Troy and its walls. Wow, cool. Which were later destroyed during the filming of the final battle. So they built it, and then they destroyed it during the battle. Cool. Everybody got that one. Troy. Very good. Good movie, too. I liked it. Did everybody see that? Who didn't see Troy? It was good. Now, this next one was a little different. This movie was based on a Frank Miller graphic novel. It depicts King Leonidas and his 300 Spartan warriors at the Battle of Thermopylae, or Thermopylae. The film's striking visual style combines slow motion and high contrast. Correct. Rhombus, I think you were first. It's that faster internet connection you guys got up there. Yeah, you are correct. And that was really cool, right? It was in the Frank Miller style. It was it was so successful that they tried to do a bunch more movies by the Frank Miller style, the comic book style. I don't think they were all successful, but Gerard Butler's line, "This is Sparta," became a pop culture phenomenon as he kicks the dude down into the hole. Not good. The title refers to the number of Spartan soldiers who fought to their death. Correct. 300. 2007. Fun fact, despite its stylized visuals, much of the dialogue is adopted from actual historical accounts of the battle. Supposed to be actual things said. There you go. Cool. Number 8. This biblical epic features Charlton Heston as Moses. We were talking about this earlier. It dramatizes the Exodus story, including the parting of the Red Sea. Yeah. Rhombus, Madao, you guys were almost at the same time. Starlink is dragging you, Stuart. We'll give you a time bonus. The title refers to the divine laws central to the story. Yes, indeed. You guys are correct. However, I do prefer Stuart's spelling. So, because Stuart spelled out the word 10, I'll give him additional credit. What year was 10 Commandments? Anybody remember? I guess you're not going to remember, but you might know. The Red Sea parting scene was achieved using a water tank, gelatin, and clever reverse photography angles. I don't think I needed to know that. (1956). Very close. Very close. 1956. Okay. Now, I haven't seen this one, and I want to see it based on doing it for this. This Viking epic blends historical fiction with Norse mythology. Alexander Skarsgård stars as a prince seeking revenge for his father's murderer. The film showcases brutal battles and mystical visions. It draws inspiration from the same legend that inspired Hamlet. Yeah, you guys know it. Stuart, I think that is at the exact correct answer. It's fairly recent, right? It's only a couple of years ago that they made this movie. Yeah. The filmmakers used authentic Viking designs for costumes, weapons, and boats to ensure historical accuracy. Yeah. And you are correct. It's called The Northman. The Northman. 2022. So there you go. The Northman. That was number 7. Number 6. So this next one's pretty cool. I really like this next movie. And if you haven't seen it, let me know. Directed by Mel Gibson. This film is set during the decline of the Mayan civilization. The story follows a young hunter trying to save his family from captivity. The film uses Yucatec Maya language for authenticity. I didn't know that. That's cool. Correct. Despite his slow internet, Stuart is first with that one. Very good. The title means a new beginning, referencing the Mayan apocalypse. Yeah, Apocalypto. I remember when I first saw that movie. I've seen it several times now. I was pretty freaked out. I was like, wow. And it was because it was Mel Gibson. He was kind of edgy, right, at the time. Yeah, Mad Max. I like that answer. See the Mayan temple there in the background? That's the giveaway. There's a Mayan temple back there. The film's actors were mostly local, non-professionals, chosen for their authenticity again. Very cool. That Mel Gibson, he's an edgy guy. Apocalypto. Cool movie. All right, well, we're down to the top 5. Top 5. Here we go. Historical epics. This one's a little hard on the painting. Good luck seeing anything there. Here's the key clue. Kevin Costner directed and starred in this Western epic. The story follows a Union soldier who befriends a Sioux tribe. The film features themes of cultural exchange and environmental respect. It won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture of the Year. Yeah. You got it. Dances with Wolves. Very good. The title refers to the protagonist's given name by the Sioux people. Oh, that was his name. I see. That makes sense. Dances with Wolves. The buffalo hunt scene used 3,500 buffalo and is one of the largest animal sequences ever filmed. I can't remember. Did the buffalo run off a cliff? That doesn't sound very sporting. I can't remember. Pretty cool movie. But, you know, it's not as fast paced, but it was still pretty cool. Yeah, everybody got it. Everybody's getting the right answer there. Okay, we're down to top four. Mel Gibson directed and starred in this film about a Scottish freedom fighter, Mr. William Wallace. The movie blends historical drama and stunning battle sequences. It features Wallace's rallying cry, "They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom." Yeah, Waterworld. I like that answer. Good suggestion for the list, though. Waterworld, definitely. I don't know what epic from history Waterworld. I guess it's the future. The title reflects Wallace's indomitable spirit and courage. And yes, you are correct. It is Braveheart, 1995. Many of the extras in the battle scenes were members of the Irish Army Reserve. Ooh, interesting. So I guess was it filmed in Ireland? I guess it was probably filmed in Ireland, huh? Not in Scotland? Maybe it was filmed both places. Who knows? But you guys, we're down to number three. Gonna try to throw you a curveball here. This classic epic is one of the most decorated films in Oscar history. Charlton Heston stars as a Jewish prince betrayed by his Roman friend. And once again, the iconic chariot race scene is among the most thrilling in cinema. The story explores themes of vengeance, redemption, and faith. Stewart has it. So what the robots tried to throw a little curveball at you. They gave you the remake of Ben-Hur early, but now they give you the real deal, the Oscar winner. The title is the name of the main character, and yes, you are correct. Ben-Hur. Anybody remember the date of the original? I might have told you before. If you remember the date, let me know. The chariot race took 5 weeks to film and used over 15,000 extra people. Wow. Not the best picture of it. I mean, let's show a chariot race. Let's not show Charlton Heston holding a rope. Oh. Right? But, oh, yeah. Team Uni. Thanks for chiming in there. You got it, Stuart. You got it, too. All right. Number two. Steven Spielberg directed this deeply emotional Holocaust epic. That should be the only clue you need. The film portrays Oskar Schindler's efforts to save over 1,000 Jewish workers. It's shot mostly in black and white with a striking use of color in key moments. The movie won 7 Academy Awards, including the Best Picture. Correct. You guys all have it. Matt Dow did not spell it correct, so his answer is thrown out the window, despite being first. The title refers to the list of names that Schindler compiled to protect the workers. Yeah, there you go. Schindler's List, 1993. The girl in the red coat symbolizes innocence amidst the horrors of the Holocaust. Yeah, so he had just a little bit of color in some spots. It was very creepy. Very creepy, right? Yeah. Very creepy. Good picture, though. I like it. So let's do the number one historical epic. This Civil War epic is one of the most iconic films in Hollywood history. It stars Vivian Leigh as Scarlett O'Hara and Clark Gable as Rhett Butler. The film's famous line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a dang it," became legendary. It explores themes of love, war, and survival in the South. Yes, I think everybody knows this one. T. Mooney is on the board. Correct. They say it's Gone with the Wind. Who knows what year? What year was Gone with the Wind? We're talking a long time ago. In a place a place pretty close. The title reflects the fleeting nature of antebellum stuff. Adjusted for inflation, it remains the highest grossing film of all time. Oh, T's in with the trivia fact. It's good to use the name T because then it matches your little icon. Just T and T, so it's easy. Yeah. Correct you are. It's Gone with the Wind. Adjusted for inflation, it remains the highest grossing film of all time. You guys did pretty good, right? How do you feel about that? Feel like you did pretty good, don't you? I'm sorry, I was kind of talking over my intro there. Anyway, you know the rules. Robots paint. You guess. I give some clues along the way. And we're going to try to discover the 10 top Hollywood Westerns. Here we go. This film follows two famous outlaws on the run from the law. It features one of Hollywood's most famous freeze frame endings. Okay. I guess I remember that kind of. The lead actors had such great chemistry that they worked together again. Yeah. Mr. Artie's in the house with a bullet. Stuart, you got it too. King, everybody's getting it. But Mr. Artie, the film's famous bicycle riding scene is set to the song Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. Paul Newman and Robert Redford play the legendary Wild West duo. All right, now, who remembers the year and who remembers the actress in this movie? Not Hitler. Tetro. Kind of looks like Hitler, though. Well, I'm sorry to hear that Starlink is slower over there. I think it's okay on my internet. At least it's indicating that it's okay. Catherine Ross was the actress, and 1969 was the year. Move on to number 9. This one's kind of more obscure. Westerns. Remember, we're doing Westerns. A U.S. senator returns home for the funeral of an old friend. The story explores the contrast between law and lawlessness in the West. A famous line from this film says, "When the legend becomes fact, print the legend." Don't know what that means. It features two Hollywood icons, John Wayne and James Stewart, both in the same movie. Not The Unforgiven, not Deadwind, or Deadwood. Neither one of those. This is a Hollywood movie, 1962. The film revolves around the mystery of who really killed somebody. Who little more obscure, but it was James Stewart and John Wayne. So it's got that going for it. Unlike many Westerns, this one was shot in black and white to emphasize its serious themes. Yeah, Mr. Artie. That is correct. The man who shot Liberty Valance. Anyway, I don't remember seeing this movie, but they say it's a good one. Let's go back a little further. 1946. This film is based on a true story of Wyatt Earp and the gunfight at the OK Corral. The title comes from a famous folk song. That's probably the key clue right there. The title comes from a folk song. It features a legendary performance by Henry Fonda as Wyatt Earp. The film portrays Doc Holliday as a tragic yet heroic figure. But the title that I'm looking for has nothing to do with Wyatt Earp or Henry Fonda. Director John Ford considered this his favorite of his own films. There you go. This is John Ford's favorite film. Not Tombstone, but it's all the same story, right? It's all the Wyatt Earp gunfight at the OK Corral. But what the robots considered the best Western made about that story in 1946 by John Ford? Any guesses? I actually didn't know that. But I do think I've seen little bits of this movie because they show it all the time. It is the gunfight at the OK Corral as part of the story, but that's not this movie. This movie was called My Darling Clementine. Folk song, remember? So the key clue is the folk song. My Darling Clementine, 1946. Many details in the film are historically inaccurate, but its poetic storytelling makes it a classic. There you go. Now, you probably remember this movie. This Western is an adaptation of a famous Japanese film. Okay. It tells the story of a group of gunfighters hired to protect a village. The film's iconic musical score became one of the most famous in movie history. I think yes. You guys are all getting it now. Yes, of course. You're all getting it. Now, who were the stars? Tell me a couple of the stars in this movie. It's based on the original Seven Samurai, like you said. That was by Akira Kurosawa. He's famous. But this was the Magnificent Seven. And some of the actors were, and it was in the year. This film was so influential that it inspired multiple sequels and a 2016 remake. Was Telly Savalas in it? I'm not sure about Telly Savalas. Steve McQueen was in it, and the bald guy is not Telly Savalas. I don't know. Was Robert Redford in it? Charles Bronson was in it, and Yul Brenner is the bald guy. Yul Brenner, how about that? Huh? Motley Crue. All right, number 6. A little more core Western here. This Western is about a sheriff and his small group of allies defending a town. Sounds like a story. It was made in response to the themes of High Noon. The film's cast includes a famous singer turned actor. It features a comedic sidekick who is also a recovering alcoholic. It is not the good, the bad, and the ugly. That was a Clint Eastwood, right? I think that's a Clint Eastwood. This is not a Clint Eastwood. Now, John Wayne includes an all-star cast, but who's the famous singers? There's 2 famous singers. They're both shown in this picture. And what's the name of the movie? What's the name of the movie? Anybody know? 1959 was the year. Director Howard Hawks made this film partly as a rebuttal to what he saw as the weak hero of High Noon. Not Elvis Presley. Not Paint My Wagon. Keep guessing. 1959. Who are these singers? Kind of looks like them. The movie was Rio Bravo. Does that some ring about Rio Bravo, 1959? And the singers I was looking for are Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson. Quite the motley cast they put in there. All right, let's get more hardcore Western. This film follows a long and dangerous cattle drive. Like many of them. It features an intense father-son conflict at its core. The story was loosely based on real-life cattle drives along the Chisholm Trail. I don't know if this is the best picture of it, but follow the clues. This film's young lead actor would later become a major Hollywood star. John Wayne plays a ruthless and driven rancher opposite the guy that was in the accident before his face got ruined. Or maybe he could play a cowboy after his face got ruined. I'm not sure. Maybe he could. So who's the actor I'm looking for, and what's the movie? Not Blazing Saddles, not the Cowboys. A lot of those movies are like remakes, I think. Cowboys might be a remake of this. I'm not sure. This is 1948. Still in black and white. Early in John Wayne's career. Not Chisholm. Not Chisholm. It's the same story, I think. This was one of the first films to show John Wayne in a morally complex role rather than a traditional hero. The movie's name was Red River. Red River. Ring a bell? Red River? And the actor was Montgomery Clift. How soon you guys forget? He was the scandal guy. All right. Let's move on to the top. Number 4. Top Westerns. A mysterious gunslinger arrives in a troubled town. A young boy idolizes him despite the violence that follows. The film's breathtaking cinematography captures the beauty of the frontier. This is 1953, if that helps at all. It features one of the most famous closing lines in film history. Not a fistful of dollars. That's you like the Clint Eastwood ones. Tell you what, we're going to revisit Westerns and we're going to do all Clint Eastwood for us Westerns. We'll try to guess all the Clint Eastwood. Once Upon a Time in the West. I like the name of that, but no, it's not it. This is a famous movie, though. The actor playing somebody was Alan Ladd. Anybody know who Alan Ladd is? That's him. Was actually much shorter than he appeared on screen. Somehow they made him taller. Oh, special camera angles helped. Anyway, this movie's name was Shane. Shane. 1953. Shane, come back! Is one of the most memorable moments in Western cinema. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Robots out at number 4. Next up, at number 3, I'm going to give you the year to help out. 1956. A former Confederate soldier embarks on a years-long quest for revenge. The film explores themes of racism, obsession, and redemption. The main character is both heroic and deeply flawed. Final shot with a lone figure walking away into the distance is legendary. Let's see. My Name is Nobody. No, not True Grit. John Wayne delivers one of his greatest performances as a guy named Ethan Edwards. Ethan Edwards, a former Confederate soldier. Broken Arrow. That's a totally different thing. Was there a Western named Broken Arrow? Maybe. This is called The Searchers. Does that sound familiar? The Searchers. It won an Academy Award, 1956. The Searchers has influenced countless filmmakers, including Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg. I guess they thought it was cool. Maddow, you had it there. I didn't give you time. Number 2, famous Western movies. 1952. A sheriff faces a deadly showdown at 12 p.m. The film unfolds in real time, adding to the tension. Hey, shot in real time. That's pretty cool. That's pretty trendy for 1952. The lead character is abandoned by nearly everyone in the town. Its theme song, Do Not Forsake Me, Oh My Darling, became a huge hit. There you go. You guys got this one. Rumbus. King. That is correct. It's a very famous Western. And who's the actor? Who knows the actor? High Noon is, of course, the answer. High Noon, 1952. The film was seen as an allegory for Hollywood's blacklist era. And John Wayne famously disliked the movie. Hated the movie. High Noon is correct. Jamie, correct. High Noon. And who's the actor? Anybody remember the actor? Famous Western actor. Yeah, Jan. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper, of course. Well, the robots have been kind of tough on them. These are a little more obscure than you would think. And they're a little older. You know, we all watch the more modern Western. You have to go back and watch these old ones. Number 1. A group of strangers must travel together through dangerous territories. The film helped redefine the Western genre as serious, dramatic storytelling. It launched one of the biggest Hollywood stars of all time. So, this is 1939. And this is supposedly the movie that launched John Wayne's career. The journey is interrupted by a climatic chase scene featuring Native American warriors. That sounds cool. We're going to have to watch it just for that. This was the film that made John Wayne a household name. Cheyenne. No, 1939. This is going way back. This director, John Ford, insisted on filming in Monument Valley, which became the iconic backdrop for many Westerns moving forward. So this was filmed on location in Monument Valley. And it launched John Wayne's career. Tell you what, I'm going to give you another hint. What are they writing in? What are they writing in? That's right. Stagecoach. Stagecoach was the name of the movie. Well, I don't know. Robots made that up.